Hey Elflames, it's Nico. God, what's today? Today is April 11th, it's a Friday, and this is the weekly update at the end of the week. I cannot honestly tell you if I uploaded last week's weekly update. Oh, excuse me, last week was something else. It was very interesting, and if I didn't upload it, I'm just going to recap what happened. I've been having iron infusions because I am chronically anemic, which means my iron count is extremely low. It has gotten down to the point where I need infusions again, which is fine. I was looking forward to it. I have chronic daily migraines because of low iron. I also have a peppermint craving. A lot of anemic people crave ice. I literally cannot chew on ice. It hurts my teeth. Cold things hurt my teeth. They have since I was a baby. And the idea of chewing on ice disgusts me because of the amount of pain it would bring. But I have been literally craving peppermints. I have gone through, guys, this is, how big? A 2.2 pound bag of peppermints. I've only found one bag that's slightly bigger. And before the iron infusions, I could easily make this bag disappear in 2 days. Easy. Just from cravings, I was craving it so bad. Since the iron infusion, I have no inkling, no desire, sorry, I didn't want it to spill, no desire for peppermint whatsoever. I have had a couple of peppermints, over the last couple of weeks, mostly because I had indigestion a couple of times and I didn't have any Tums downstairs, so I sucked on a peppermint. It tastes good. I like peppermint normally, but there was no desire to pop a second one or a third one or a fourth or a fifth or a sixth. And before the infusions, I could easily take a handful of 4 or 5. I tried to limit them. I tried not to overdo it, at a time, every couple of hours. I will go through a lot of peppermints a day. But I am no longer craving peppermint whatsoever, and I'm very happy about that. My daily migraines have gone. I have had some normal headaches, which is crazy to have again, and they are completely different from migraines. I feel a bit more clear-headed. I don't feel quite so foggy in my brain. Sorry, I got a text. I don't feel very foggy in my brain, which is nice. It's very nice to feel more clear-headed than I have been probably in years. And I'm sure there are other things, but I can't think of them right now. So, my iron infusion last Monday, did not go very well. Even though I am very see-through, the nurse had a hard time finding a vein on my left arm, and they called in an IV nurse who was like, boom, stick, you're done. She walked away. I mean, she seemed very sure of herself, and that amount of assurity in herself, I did not really question it. She stuck it in me, she walked away, and she's like, you're good to go. Well, it did not happen that easily. She ended up missing the vein. The iron, when it is infused into me, burns a little. It hurts a bit. It's fine. It tastes worse than it hurts. I can taste not everybody can apparently. I can taste whenever a fluid is injected into my vein. If you're curious, the iron solution tastes like a mix of molasses and soy sauce. It's not the worst, but it's not the best flavor. So that IV missed my vein and pumped iron directly under my skin. The pain that I had was so much worse than normal. But I thought maybe I was just being oversensitive while it was happening. I normally have a heat pack covering where things are getting pumped in. It helps lessen the pain. It helps make it more comfortable to deal with. But the poor nurse, not the IV nurse, not the one that stuck me, but the one that was pumping the iron in, we had the heat back right over top of where it was being injected in. And by the time it got down to being done from the syringe, I'm like, what is that called? From the syringe. I was like, this really hurts. Like, really hurts. And she pulled the heat pack away, and my arm was already bruised and turned brown. Can you see it? It wasn't this brown this far down. This is where it happened. The bruise is healing. It's still there. It's very yellow right now. But it was just brown all around. And I don't really remember a lot after that. I remember feeling that both of the nurses were a little concerned. My brain stopped communicating with my body. I didn't really have a lot of control over anything. I just remember I was trying not to cry, and I looked at my husband, and there was an uh-oh, this is not good look on his face. Very panicky look on his face, and I was like, that registered, and I'm like, oh no, something's wrong. I don't really know what was happening. Kevin and the nurses said it looks like I was gonna pass out. Kevin said it looked like exactly how he feels before he passes out. He passes out when blood is drawn and when needles are involved with him. But he said, you look exactly how my body feels when I pass out. There's a lot of that day I just don't remember. I did not start remembering things until about midnight, 1 a.m. So yeah, that was fun. I did not end up in the hospital for longer. I do remember drinking water. Apparently they got me water to drink. And I remember having a blanket put on me because that was put on before anything else really happened. So yeah, I have a lot of memory loss from that day. Kevin said I ended up being okay, obviously, but he told me that I was looking very, very bad. Looking very, very bad. They had my feet propped up. They had to get him an apple juice because he was on the verge of a panic attack. It took a little while, and they observed me for a little bit, and apparently they were, obviously, the poor nurses were trying to stay very calm because they realized he was going to start panicking. And everything was taken care of. I ended up apparently feeling better. I said I wasn't dizzy anymore. I don't really remember that. I got wheeled. I don't walk through the hospital. It's way too far to walk. Kevin always pushes me in a wheelchair, and if for some reason he's not available, I will wheel myself because they have the big wheels. I can actually do it. But we got home, and I went to sleep for a bit, and then I started remembering things at about midnight, 1 a.m. So that was fun. I have beautiful staining. Like, it started here, but the stain literally spread down to here. You can see the brown spot there really good. Ooh, you can kind of see the bruise. But it's a bit sore. It feels way better than it did. This part hurts like a whole mofo, but that's alright. And I have bruises from the last two infusions. So the last two infusions went great. I think I have a little bit of PTSD because of this happening. My last two that I went to, I had one last Thursday, and then we pushed the one this week off until today, the 11th. It's a Friday. So, and I really didn't want to do this because part of my brain said that this would happen again, and I was really scared about it. The second to last time, I was very worried about it, but I took an anxiety pill. I took an anxiety pill both times, both these last two times. But for some reason, this last time, I was affected more. The same two nurses, I love them, were there, and they kept asking if I was okay. And I told them, I think I have a bit of anxiety about this. I'm scared, I'm nervous. And they both talked me through it, and I'm like, yeah, it's because this happened. I'm really worried it's going to happen again. I lost memory. I don't really know what happened that day. And she looked a little concerned. I mean, they both looked a little concerned, but they were like, okay, we'll make sure that they're amazing. I trusted them. So, I am so sorry about me babbling about my health, but that is what has been happening. Last infusion was today. Yay, it is a Friday, as I've said a million times. Now, on to actual Elvenspun things. Thank you for everybody that adopted from the Shamrockin' adoption. Last week? Was it 2 weeks ago? It was 2 weeks ago. Everything should be shipped out. I have just a few pieces from that left. I really appreciate it. I've been invited to be a guest artist for the Eclectic Market. I was a guest artist for them 7 years ago. And I have been invited again. I have my piece down there. I don't want to show it yet, but we are doing creature combinations. So we're combining two different creatures together. And I don't want to show mine yet. I haven't even shown it to the group yet. I just shown part of it. Like, we have a private messaging group before we show it to the public later this month. I messed up the wings. I made the wings too big. So it has wings, but I gotta work on that more tonight. I want to do Easter and springtime. Part of me wants to do Easter and springtime at the same time, but the other part of me wants to do Easter / Ostara solo, like a mini adoption, and then just focus on cherry blossoms, because I love cherry blossoms so freaking much. I'm worried that everybody's going to be so sick of cherry blossoms because I've done it 2 years in a row, maybe 3. I'm probably going to put a poll in my group and see if they just want one combo, so I'll do a bigger adoption, or they want cherry blossoms separate. I love cherry blossoms so much. I love Sakura season. Okay. What else? I don't really have much else on the top of my head. Off the top of my head. I don't have much else in my head. I will say that. I think that's it. Oh, right. I have April. It's April now. I am working also on April's birthstone Aliacorn, which will be diamonds. That is April's birthstone. So her body is made. I gotta do her wings and the horn and her mane and tail and all that good gobbledygook. And then I get a decorator. And before I send her out, I need to make May based off of her body size. I am trying so hard to keep these babies the same size. And I know if I send one out before starting the next one, they're all going to be different sizes. I want them all to be roughly the same size. I am very, very pleased so far with how they've turned out, and I am excited that I get to do them. I really look forward to decorating them. So I don't think I have very much else, honestly. So far my medical stuff is doing okay. I have switched some, I have started new medicine, and I have switched off, or am in the process of weaning off another medicine to start another one, and that seems to be going very well. Happy about that. Yeah, I really don't, I'm just looking around like I really don't have anything else. I want to make one more supply order. I don't know what the freak any of these tariffs are gonna do. I am so just I'm over it. I am over all of this malarkey going on in the government and how it's just going to affect people like me who have nothing to do with it. So I'm probably going to put in at least one more supply order. I know I have enough supplies probably for a couple of years. But there are a few things. There's always more things to buy. And, I just want to have all the things so I have them at my fingertips. But it's cool. I will figure stuff out. I'm probably going to make that order. Maybe not this week. I might be able to do it next week. We will see. But yeah, I'm literally looking around like, am I missing anything? No. No, I'm not. Hi, Lily. What are you doing? Alright. I love you guys very much. She looked at me. Please stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I will talk to you later. Bye. Mwah.